Hey, all you comic readers and true believers, it's Tuesday, and I'm your friendly neighborhood comic guy, Mitch Harmon. You guys know what's up. Mitch's Picks. From Mad Cave Comics, Over the Ropes, #1, written by Jay Sandelin, art done by Antonello Cosentino. This is a 5-part miniseries coming out of Mad Cave Comics, set in the, what I can only assume, based off of the fashion and the technology, set in the 90s. The story follows Jason Lynn. He's an up-and-coming wrestler who is trying to find his, place, but the only place that this SFW has for him is the Jobber. And those of you who don't know wrestling very well, Jobber basically is the bad guy for the new champion to beat so he can kind of rise through the ranks and whatnot. That is until the guy who runs the SFW, Ricky Randall, I can't remember his last name, but he is basically gives him a chance as long as he plays the part of this other wrestler, not himself. He has to play the part of this other wrestler, a wrestler he really doesn't like. But he gives him a chance to kind of start out, I guess you could say, and try to rise through the ranks of of the SFW. This is, like I said, a miniseries, only going to be 5 issues. But if you are a fan of wrestling and like to get a little behind the scenes, it is a fictional story, but it seems to be kind of set as much as they can and grounded in some real reality. Just, you know, completely fabricated as well. Also, we still have these local comic shop day covers in as well, so that way you can kind of pick and choose which one you like and figure out which one you want to go with, guys. Really good story. Check it out. From Marvel Comics, Venom 2099, one-shot, written by Jody Hauser, art done by Francesco Mobili and Geraldo Borges. This is a one-shot. It's kind of laying the groundwork more so for the 2099 stuff. This story revolves around Alea. She is a recovering car crash victim who is trying to. She's basically opted herself for this this experimental. Some type of surgery from Alchemex. Alchemex says that they have a way to cure all of her scar tissue that's on her arm from the car crash. Codename Venom. Come to find out that, in case you guys haven't figured it out, it's a little piece of venom, which then, once it's bonded to her, starts to tell her about all this Alchemex stuff, needs to be reformed together. And it also does play off a lot of things that have been going on in the Venom series, such as talking about Null, such as talking about how it's been weaponized in the past, not just in space, but also on Earth as well. Basically taking the Venom, shoving it into, putting it onto a new character, Alea, and shoving them into the future, the 2099 story arc, which is all playing out, like I said last time, playing out in the Amazing Spider-Man stuff. But if you're just interested in some 2099 stuff, or you just want to see what Venom's like in the future, this is definitely the one for you guys. Check it out. From Image Comics, 20XX, written by Lauren Keeley, art done by Jonathan Luna. This is a new series coming out of Image Comics. I've never read anything by Lauren Keeley, but this is an interesting book. I can only assume kind of in the future because they call each other with their minds, so it's got to be some type of implant, I'd imagine. But there's this virus that's been kind of floating around the earth. It is harmful if you breathe it in. However, it's called the Bethel virus. If you can survive through the few weeks of pain, you basically become what they call a sim. And Sims develop telekinetic powers. And the story who revolves around Maria, she is one who does get infected with this Bethel virus, thinking that she's going to die, only to come find out that she's cured, or she's immune to this, I guess you could say. But society doesn't exactly see Sims as norms, as they refer to them anymore. They're monsters, they're degenerates, they're no good. They almost have like a whole burbs, I guess you could say, for them, kind of shove them all off in their own little segregated area. As Maria is trying to get used to this, she's looking for her cousin who's already been a sim for a while, Lucas, who doesn't actually have the best track record of all, but it's all she knows. The only person she knows that actually has a sim virus that survived that she can go and possibly find out. But once she reaches up with Lucas, he's being followed by these masked individuals claiming that he's a traitor and they're going to get him for what it is. I don't know what it exactly is that he's betrayed him on, but as far as the first issue goes, it was pretty interesting. Jonathan Luna does the art. He's the writer / artist also for the Sword series, Alex Placeda, and many other things that are out there. This is all black and white. I don't know if that deters some people, but I really like the story for what it is. Interested in seeing where this futuristic telekinesis, almost like a mutant type of thing, storyline going to go for Image Comics. Really good stuff, guys. Check it out. From Image Comics, Deadeye is number 3, written by Jerry Dugan, art done by John McCrea. This is the kind of the beginning of the finishing of this story. For those of you who are not familiar with this series used to be called Dead Rabbit. They only were able to publish 2 books before they kind of got slapped with a cease and desist because the name was already taken for some bar in New York. So Jerry Dugan and John McCrea reformulated the name, called it Deadeyes, and now they're continuing the story. Reprinted 1 and 2, which we still have, but 3 is going to, from here on, it's brand new stories and everything. Deadeyes is a retired thief who seemed to only steal from the rich. Didn't really go after just anybody, not purse snatchers or anything like that. He was robbing banks and politicians, people who have a lot of money. But he retires because he's just trying to live a normal life, especially after his one big hit, which is a mafioso hit. $10 million apparently he stole. But he claims this was never him. And now these mafioso guys are back, now that he's kind of come back into the scene, trying to hunt him down and get that money. Deadeye is kind of confused, but in this issue you come to find out that he was supposedly framed for this. Supposedly only killed the guy, didn't actually take the money. Not really sure because they're still laying the groundwork for this, but if you're interested in any type of crime story, this is not supernatural, this is not no superpowers, nothing of that sort, just a nice gritty crime noir story about a guy who was stealing from the rich to give to himself pretty much. But now he's back in business, but he's got a lot more people, not just the cops after him now, but also other mobsters and also people he stole money from beforehand as well. Like I said, this is a continuation of a story that was kind of killed off last year, but they revitalized it now. And like I said, we still have issues 1 and 2 of Deadeyes in the store. We might even have a copy of the original Dead Rabbit floating around somewhere around here too, guys. But really great story. Very interesting. Interested to see where it goes, guys. Check it out. From Boom Comics and IDW, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 1. Written by Ryan Perot, art done by Simone DeMio. This is a new 5-part miniseries coming out of the collaboration between Boom Studios and IDW. It is set in, I guess, the shared universe, because New York City is different from Angel Grove. Although I would imagine Angel Grove seems more like a California thing, so it's probably on the West Coast, East Coast. I don't know, but when they do interact, Michelangelo does recognize them as Power Rangers. So as far as I know, this isn't like a multi-dimensional thing. It's just they've never ran into each other, I suppose. And it seems like, the Turtles, they're taking down the bad guys, the foot soldiers, no problem whatsoever. And then until one foot soldier shows up who's unmasked, takes them down, takes Raph down, I should say, very, very easily. And come to find out that that's Tommy. Tommy is seen talking to Karai. He's seemingly working with the foot soldiers, and it doesn't seem like there's any type of mind control or anything. He's talking to Karai about how he wants to help them achieve their goal. And it possibly could be some type of deception that is a ninja technique, or it could just be mind control as well. I'm not entirely sure, but it does seem like the Foot is using Tommy to gain some type of access to, well, I'm assuming at least the Morphers, because that's the source of all the Power Rangers' powers. And exactly why Shredder is wanting the Morphers is yet to be seen, but I'm sure we're going to have a little conflict between the Turtles and the Rangers fighting, and they team up together and solve the day. But anyways, it is for a first issue really cool. It's nice to see the two childhood loves of mine kind of mashed together into this new story. Plus, each one of these covers comes with every single issue is going to come with 6 different covers. There's a main cover and the FLC cover, and then there's going to have 4 turtle covers, each one holding a Ranger's helmet. The first one's going to be Red Ranger. I think the second one's Blue Ranger, but each one's going to have the separate 4 turtles, each holding a different Ranger helmet. It's really cool. Art done by I think it's Montes is his name. Anyways, point is, it's a rad story, guys, and I'm really excited because anything Ninja Turtles related, I'm usually on board with. Mix it with Power Rangers. Good stuff, guys. Check it out. That's all my picks for this week, everyone. Keep reading your comics, true believers. See you guys next week.